a man caught between worlds, Hebrew by birth, Egyptian by upbringing, Midianite by marriage, still searching for home. But far away back in Egypt, the fire of suffering burns hotter. Pharaoh Seti the first dies. His son, Ramesses II, takes the throne, a ruler more ruthless than his father, a man with an iron grip and no patience for the growing cries of the Israelites. The Hebrews groan under the weight of their chains. They weep under the silence of the heavens, and they cry out, not knowing if anyone is listening, but someone is. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has not forgotten his people, and he is about to answer, "Have you ever whispered into the silence, 'Who is God?'" It's not just a question, it's the question, a cry of the human soul echoing across deserts, valleys, and centuries. And in Egypt, where chains clinked louder than prayers, the Israelites must have asked it too. Moses surely did. A man torn between identities, now a shepherd in a foreign land, walking among rocks and silence, far from power, far from purpose. One ordinary day, Moses leads his father-in-law Jethro's sheep into the wilderness, a barren land eastward, not unlike the place where humanity once stumbled out of Eden. But then, something shifts. He turns westward toward Mount Horeb, the mountain of God, and there, flickering impossible, a bush burns. Flames twist around it, wild and holy, but the bush is not consumed. Moses stops, stares, takes a step closer, then a voice, "Moses." The sound is thunder and whisper, storm and stillness. "Here I am," Moses answers. "Do not come any closer," the voice replies. "Take off your sandals, for the ground you stand on is holy." And suddenly Moses knows this is no illusion, no dream, no ordinary day. "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." And Moses, he hides his face, because sometimes when you finally come close to the answer, it terrifies you. But God speaks again, not in riddles, not in wrath, but in compassion. "I have surely seen the affliction of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cries. I know their suffering, and I have come down to deliver them, to bring them up out of slavery into a land wide and free, flowing with milk and honey. So come, Moses, I will send you to Pharaoh. You will bring my people out of Egypt." Moses trembles. "But who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh, that I should lead anyone?" And God replies, not with flattery, but with presence. "I will be with you. And here's your sign. When you've brought my people out of Egypt, you will return to this very mountain to worship me." But Moses presses further. "What if they ask me, 'What is his name?' What should I say?" And here, God reveals the name that echoes across all creation. "I am who I am." Tell them, "I am has sent me to you." "The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, to be remembered through all generations." But even here, face to face with the voice of the living God, Moses hesitates. He contends with the Lord, not because he doesn't believe God is powerful. No, he's just convinced he isn't. "What if they don't believe me?" Moses pleads. "What if they don't listen?" So God answers, not with rebuke, but with revelation. "Throw down your staff," he commands. Moses obeys, and in a blink, the wooden staff strikes the ground and writhes into a venomous serpent. Fear grips him. But then God speaks again. "Pick it up by the tail." the most dangerous way to handle a serpent. And yet, Moses obeys, and in his hand, the chaos coils back into the shape of the staff, proof that even the serpent answers to God. But God isn't done. Now place your hand inside your cloak. Moses slips his hand against his chest. When he draws it out, it's leprous, white, decayed, diseased. Then God says again, "Put it back." And when Moses pulls it out the second time, it's healed, whole. Who has power over life and death, disease and healing? The message is clear. Yahweh, the God of Abraham, the I Am, is sovereign over creation itself. Even the smallest details, snakes, skin, sickness, bow to his authority. But still, Moses trembles. He isn't afraid of the miracles. He's afraid of himself. "Oh, my Lord," Moses says, "I'm not eloquent, not before and not now. I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." But God's voice rises, not in scorn, but in divine fire. Who made man's mouth? Who makes him mute or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Still Moses draws back. "Please, Lord, send someone else." And now the Lord's patience burns hot, but even in his anger, he offers grace. "Your brother Aaron, the Levite, I know he can speak well. He's already on his way to meet you, and when he sees you, his heart will rejoice. You shall speak to him, and I will be with your mouth and his, and I will teach you both what to do." You see, Moses' reluctance wasn't pride. It was pain. He knew the cost of stepping forward. He knew that to challenge Pharaoh was to put his life on the line. But God wasn't calling him to greatness. He was calling him to justice, to become the voice of liberation, to tear down Egypt's empire of oppression with nothing but a word and a staff. So Moses packs up his life, his wife Zipporah, his children, and with staff in hand, he sets his face toward Egypt, the land of his birth, and the place of his greatest fear. But then something chilling happens. In the wilderness on the way, the Lord meets Moses, not with comfort, not with encouragement, but with intent to kill him. What kind of story is this? Why would the God who just called Moses to be a deliverer now confront him with death? And then, in a burst of bravery and blood, Zipporah intervenes. This Midianite woman, like the Hebrew mother who once hid her son in the reeds, like the Egyptian princess who once drew a crying child from the Nile. Zipporah steps in. She takes a sharp stone. She circumcises their firstborn son, Gershom, and lays the blood upon Moses. "You are a bridegroom of blood to me," she cries. And just like that, the wrath of God passes over them. Even in ancient times, this passage left interpreters wide-eyed and whispering. But maybe there's something deeper unfolding here. If Pharaoh is the serpent, the cunning destroyer, then God is confronting Moses with a mirror. Pharaoh holds God's son, Israel, in bondage. And now Moses holds back his son from the covenant. The child is uncircumcised, unmarked, outside the promise. And Moses, knowingly or not, is playing Pharaoh's role. Just as Pharaoh's rebellion invites judgment on Egypt's firstborn, so Moses' negligence threatens his own. But the moment the blood is spilled, the moment the child is grafted into the covenant family of God, life is restored. This strange, sobering moment becomes a foreshadowing of Egypt's downfall, of Israel's redemption, of God's fierce commitment to both justice and mercy, and of a future still to come, where another firstborn son would be pierced, and the blood would once again mark the doorway between death and life. And so the story pauses here, A man once cradled in the reeds now stands at the edge of destiny, marked by blood, shaped by wilderness, and chosen by the voice of the Almighty. This is not just the story of Moses. It's the story of identity rediscovered, of a God who hears, of a people not forgotten. And if you've been listening closely, you'll hear the ancient echoes speaking still. Thank you for joining us on this powerful journey through the early life of Moses, a man born in chaos, raised in a palace, and now called by fire. Did something in this story speak to you? Was there a moment that opened your eyes or stirred your heart? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear what stood out to you. And don't forget, this is just the beginning. In the next episode, we follow Moses back into the lion's den, back to Egypt, where signs, wonders, and divine confrontation will shake the empire of Pharaoh to its core. So, if you haven't already, subscribe to Bible Legacy Unfolded and tap that notification bell so you won't miss a moment of what's to come. The legacy is still unfolding. God bless you.